That is so incredibly essential. While we honor all those we lost 1 year ago today, I know the love and solidarity that springs from this sorrow made us stronger. And if we act boldly, it will protect so many more from similar suffering. In my faith tradition, there is a saying, Chazak, Chazak, V'nis Chazak. Be strong, let us be strengthened. May those who lost their sanctuary here that night find personal strength and strength from our community. And the memories of those we lost continue to be a blessing. Thank you so much.
Senator Jason Pizzo has always been here for our community and has always just been a phone call away. But after the collapse and during the weeks that followed, he became a permanent fixture here in Surfside. I watched as he interacted with the families and community leaders. I watched him advocate for resources and help those providing aid cut through the red tape. It was truly a privilege to witness such dedication, passion, and leadership from our senator, Jason Pizzo. Thank you.
I called the mayor yesterday and volunteered not to speak today because I knew I'd get a little emotional. And it's wonderful to see the First Lady of the United States, but sentimentally, it's wonderful to see the First Lady of the state of Florida. And I'll tell you why. I wasn't here every day. I missed one day, Thursday, July 1st. It was my father's 80th birthday. It was also the day that I found out that he was diagnosed with terminal cancer. The very last email he sent to me, and I think there's only 2 people here that know that, was to make sure that I checked in on Mrs. DeSantis to make sure that she was okay. That was his last email. I got here very early, and the very first person I met was Carlos Nebrayev. He was wearing a blue polo shirt soaked through with sweat and tears, saying, "Just let me on that pile. Who are you? What power do you have? What control do you have? Let me on that pile. My son Elon is on that pile." The very first images of helicopters overhead is me standing about 30 feet over here to the left. And my mom calls me and she says, "When are you getting on the pile?" 10 days before this happened, rather blessed circumstance, the governor joined us at the shul and signed Hatzalah into law. Thank you. It must be mentioned that Jewish community services of this community began and will continue to serve the mental health needs of every individual here. I actually didn't want to speak because I did not want to get emotional. But I'll never forget the night that Pablo Langesfeld and Martin sitting behind me, finally, they identified Nicole's body. Over and over and over again. So last year is about losing 99. The 98 souls here and my dad who passed on October 15th. And one day Carlos walks into my office and I said, "Carlos, do we have an appointment?" He goes, "No, you lost your father. I'm here for you, like you were here for us." Let me say this, it's because I think I'm half Italian. Let's not make tragedy be the time that we get together and not have petty partisanship. Let's not make loss be the time that we come together and embrace and get things done. Let's just stick to the stuff that's important. Because every single one of us here would like to take the days back that we lost with our loved ones. And I do need to mention Kevin Guthrie, who took over for Jared Moskowitz at the Department of Management Services. Kevin Guthrie was here every day until he went home and saw his mother, who passed August 24th. I want to thank all of you. While I helped you get your driver's license and death certificates and probate filings and housing and clothes, and the governor was very receptive on executive orders for forgiveness of a number of things, I want to thank all of you. As I watched my father waste away and die, it was the strength of being able to help you and help your lives and your families rebuild and begin again and begin anew. But I will say this, I want to thank the Miami-Dade County Homicide Unit, and I have to explain why. I used to be a homicide prosecutor here in Miami-Dade County, so I know most of the crew. And I want to tell you this, the care, concern, sensitivity that they treated and the dignity of every single person who was lost here. Sometimes to your disappointment or your anger that things were not getting done fast enough. But I want you to know that they were tediously, painfully, and passionately taking care of every single possible family and identity they possibly could. So the whole world came to Surfside to help. Most of the world will leave after today. As each year passes, I was a Manhattan resident during 9/11. Memories fade, the passion lives. But for each one of you family members, I will tell you this, as I used to tell family members of homicide victims, especially children, the pain never goes away. There is no closure. There is no explanation. There's just the healing and the remembrance to take the ones that we still have living and cherish them and love them and forgive them. And I see Noriega's family here, standing right over there in that building for several straight days waiting to see Hilda, who was 92 years old, who was lost here. Folks, embrace one another, love one another, relax on the other stuff, and just be good and true, and thank you for being here.
As the newly elected mayor, Mayor Kava was thrust into perhaps one of the most challenging situations that one could fathom. But her leadership, execution, and deep concern for those affected was